That is a crowded couch, huh?
Yeah.
I like it. Good morning, everybody. Shutdown Theater Day 3. Drop the curtain. Congressional leaders coming together at an emergency meeting at the White House with the president singing the same song on stage. There is no negotiating. There is no deal. So what now? I'm Bill Hemmer. Hold your hat for another day of drama. Welcome here to America's Newsroom. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Good morning,
Martha.
Bill. Hey, everybody. I'm Martha McCallum. So we're 3 days in now, and the divide between Democrats and Republicans really couldn't be more clear. Here's John Boehner and Harry Reid after last night's ditched meeting at the White House. Watch this.
The president reiterated one more time tonight that he will not negotiate. We've got divided government. Democrats control the White House and the Senate. Republicans control the House. We sent 4 different proposals over to our Democrat colleagues in the Senate. They've rejected all of them. We've asked to get a conference to sit down and try to resolve our differences. They will not negotiate.
I said, happy to work with you, Mr. Speaker, on a way out of this, but we are where we are. We're not going to play. We're through playing these little games it all is all focused on Obamacare. That's all it's about.
That from last night. Now we move to today. Doug McKelway's live on the Hill yet again, leading our coverage from there. Doug, at the moment, is there a way out of this?
Bill, it's really hard to say. There is some speculation that there is an escape route. It would come in the form of a grand bargain that would incorporate all the present crises, from the continuing resolution, the government shutdown, to the impending debt ceiling, which we hit on October 17th. These discussions are apparently low-key. They're behind the scenes, largely being contained to Republicans, but that's what we know about it. This morning, on the way up here, riding in the elevator, I shared the elevator with Connecticut Senator Richard Blumenthal. I asked him about this. I showed him this headline in Politico, which reads, "Talk of the Hill, Grand Bargain." I said, you know anything about this? Is this true? He said, if it is true, I don't know anything about it. So what we're hearing is that not everybody is privy to these talks, if it has any legs at all. Bill?
So then we look for signs of progress. Or do we find any signs of progress there, Doug?
No signs of progress that we're hearing from any other venue, and I think that was clearly demonstrated in the White House meeting when the congressional leaders, Reid, Boehner, Pelosi, and McConnell, came out last night and spoke to the cameras. Here's Senator Reid.
We have the debt ceiling staring us in the face, and he wants to talk about a short-term CR. I thought that they were concerned about the long-term fiscal affairs of this country. And we said, we are too. Let's talk about it. My friend John Boehner, I repeat, cannot take yes for an answer.
We've appointed conferees on the House side to sit down and work with our Senate colleagues. It's time for them to appoint conferees.
Well, yesterday, before that meeting, apparently Reid sent a message to Boehner saying that the Senate would be willing to appoint conferees if the House would adopt a clean CR. The response from Boehner's office, a statement from Michael Steele, his spokesman, which read, and I quote here, "Offering to negotiate only after Democrats get everything they want is not much of an offer." So, Bill, we are a long way from a resolution here.
All right,
Back to
Doug,
you.
thank you. We're going to come back to you for headlines. There will be some throughout the morning here. We'll wait on those then. Thank you, Doug. Here's Martha.
So meanwhile, President Obama not budging, claiming in a new interview that he has already gone above and beyond the call of duty in working with the other side. Watch.
During the course of my presidency, I have bent over backwards to work with the Republican Party, and have purposely kept my rhetoric down. I think I'm pretty well known for being a calm guy. Sometimes people think I'm too calm. And am I exasperated? Absolutely, I'm exasperated, because this is entirely unnecessary.
Interesting, right? So is that true? Has the White House really bent over backwards to work with Republicans during this presidency? We're going to talk to Congresswoman Michelle Bachmann about that, and she will join us in a couple of minutes.
In the meantime, though, Senator Rand Paul has an idea, telling Fox News last night he has a solution that might finally help bring an end to the shutdown, and it has to do with caffeine.
We're going to have coffee tomorrow at 11 a.m. on the steps. I think really people think this is one party or the other. My understanding is the American people are frustrated with both parties not talking, and I think there's some symbolism to it. But I think we could also have coffee and talk about what is the final position that both sides would accept in order to get there.
Well, that coffee may keep him up later, working longer. Again, that meeting expected at 11 a.m. this morning. We'll see how that goes when it happens in Washington.
And lawmakers also starting to pitch in to keep their offices running. Senator Joe Manchin, just one of many who are now out there answering the phone. Look at these pictures, because there is simply no one out there to do it. The West Virginia Democrat taking calls from constituents saying folks at first don't believe that it's really him. Reports are rampant on the Hill of closed offices and calls going unanswered. Gee, you know what? A long time ago, they used to all answer their own phone. They just had one teeny little office right inside the Capitol building, and I don't know.
There's more of that.
Might be a good way to go.
And some other offices, too, that we'll share with you.
Yep.
But despite the shutdown now, members of Congress are still legally entitled to a paycheck. Average salary for a lawmaker, about $174,000 a year. There are 535 members of Congress. As of today, 108 have either refused to get paid during the shutdown or decided to donate their paycheck to charity. That breaks down now to 56 Republicans, 52 Democrats, if you're keeping score at home. It appears today that they are further apart than they were yesterday and the day before that as well. And on the calendar, you got the debt ceiling coming up.
That's exactly
and
right.
There's another day we've been circling. That's October 17th.
It may be that Republicans have that 2-week date in their mind, that they're willing to hang in there for the 2 weeks, that they want this to come to a debt ceiling discussion. They feel like that might be their only card in the game at this point. So we're going to talk to a bunch of folks today who will weigh in on it. And how about this Fox News alert for you this morning? More fallout over Obamacare as we learn millions of Americans are still being met with those glitches and delays as they try to sign up in the online exchanges. Peter Ducey is looking into this for us live in our D.C. bureau this morning. So how are things looking today, Peter?
Not much better than yesterday, Martha. This morning, about a half an hour ago, I did the same thing I've been doing since the launch. Went to healthcare.gov, which serves 36 states, and clicked on the link to every single one of those 36 states. And not one single link went through. All I got was this message saying there are a lot of people on the site right now and to wait or I will lose my place in line. Selecting a state is the most basic thing consumers trying to apply for a new plan can do. Now, 3 days into open enrollment, 0 states on the federal exchange are easily accessible, and experts are warning it could be quite a while longer before things get better.
It's going to take a while, a month or 2 months, to really figure out how popular this is going to be and whether they can work out the technological kinks, which frankly I think will last for some time.
Since its Monday morning launch, healthcare.gov has received more than 6.1 million hits from people across the country. To put that in perspective, Google gets more than 5 billion hits every day.
Wow, that's interesting. So what's the administration telling people, Peter? If they can't get through, what should they do?
They're saying it's okay to wait, Martha. The consumers have until the middle of December to enroll and still get covered by the 1st of January, but that officials are working right now to fix these widespread technical problems.
Just one more quickie, Peter.
Well, I'd say 2 things. It is, as I mentioned, a good problem to have, that interest in these first 2 days exceeds what we anticipated, and we have an extremely competent team that developed a very user-friendly website, and they are working on these problems every day, and the process gets improved every day.
And many who have had luck with the website so far are beginning to learn that they may be paying around $500 a month for health care before benefits start kicking in. Martha.
Yeah, Peter, just a quick question. They had encouraged people to do the one-on-one and the paper form. Any indication yet? And maybe you'll have to go find out for us on how that's going.
So far, it's kind of all across the map. There was one report yesterday in the Washington Post that said that 50 people showed up to one of those in-person sites in Texas, and none of them had an email address, which you need to sign up. I know that also the administration has been trying to drive people to the 800 number that exists for people who have questions. I have been calling that, and it's completely hit or miss. Sometimes it's a 30-minute wait. Sometimes you get right through. But the website is having some significant problems still, Martha, this morning.
Interesting. Peter, thank you. We'll see you later.
Sure has been fascinating to watch this thing roll out. I mean, who knows where we will be in a week's